How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous day. Please give this video a thumbs up if you guys really enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, hit the bell notification button so you guys don't miss out on future videos or streams. Also, please head over to Twitch. Follow me at Douglas447 with a capital D. I do stream from there time to time. And in this video, we're going to be continuing on through my book series and reading throughout the Chronicles of Unifor. This is going to be for the Chronicles of Unifor 7, the Golden Lightsaber. My goal is to divide this book up into two parts, and I hope you guys really enjoy. This is going to be the epic conclusion of the main Satan storyline that has been going on for all 7 of these books. With the Chronicles Unifor 1, Vader Morgan Missiles, we got introduced to Satan. Then we had the Galaxy War, the Universal War. Then we had the main conflict with Dr. Ice and the main buildup of the core and armed fleet. Then we had Space Mageddon. Then we just had the fact that Satan returned. Darth Vader's got his Death Star. And in this book is going to be the epic conclusion to the Satan storyline. After I end up finishing this book, I will be continuing on with the Chronicles of Unit 4. But I'm going to be doing a special book that I ended up writing. And I ended up writing this book, Delta Force, that's going to come out. And I will be reading through it. And it's going to be a really long book. It's a really long book. That bridges between Unifor 7 and Unifor 8. So after I finish this book, I will not be jumping to Unifor 8, Quest for the Ruby Gunship. I will be reading Delta Force, which is a bridge gap that helps explain a lot of plot holes and gaps between Chronicle 7 and 8. So look forward to that. As always, we're going to be reading the introduction and then the book itself. If you guys want a copy of this book or any past books to read on your own time or to read with me, let me know in the comment section. You'll have to give me your email, and then I will email a copy of you the book via a Microsoft Word document. So I hope you guys enjoy. Unifor finds the Golden Lightsaber, the one thing that can kill Satan forever in no man's land on the planet Thin Line. Unifor races back to the core on Cassandra, and the last war comes to an end. Who can wield the power of the Golden Lightsaber? Who will kill Satan? Who will win the last war? Find out. Chapter 1, Yon 4 Battle. It has been 1 day since the destruction of Dare Odd, FE-74, and C-7S6, and the final days of this universal conflict have been numbered to 6 more. Darth Vader had just received word that the Death Star was ready to fire. Darth Update and Dr. Ice were grouped with Vader in the remains of the planet Dare Odd on an armed ship. Location, Yon 4. Sir, we have word that armed ships have grouped together and are probably planning to destroy this planet within the day, said General Ray to Douglas. We must leave now and head for Core Cloud, said Douglas. But what about going to Thin Line, asked Dave. We will travel there once we have regrouped the scattered core fleet, said Douglas. Prepare to leave, said General Ray to his men. 1 hour later. This is Darth Update and Dr. Ice. What can we do to help you? Asked the 2 leaders to Vader on their armed ship. Escort me through the universe as I destroy every single core planet and any other rebellion, said Vader. The armed fleet left the sector of space containing the remains of Dare Odd and headed towards Yon 4 to destroy it. 1 hour later. The battle in outer space began around Yon 4, and the core fleet wasn't winning. General Ray, take your troops and head for Core Cloud quickly, said Douglas, which was on the planet with the rest of his team and some core troops. Yes, Commander, we are leaving, said General Ray on a core ship. The core fleet left Yon 4, and armed transporters began to arrive near the town that Henry died in. Fighters were dropping bombs on the 2,000 core troops, and Unit 4 could not locate a safe place to hide from the invasion. Sir, we can't keep taking hits like this by these bombers forever. We need to find cover, said Devon. Inform all the remaining troops to follow my lead to the old X3 mountain base, said Douglas. Sir, we have driven the core forces into the jungle and are continuing the hunt for the ones that remain, said the Demon General to Darth Update and Dr. Ice. I am going with the hunting party to ensure they are all dead, including the pest Unit 4, said Darth Update. An armed hunting party left the town and headed towards the core. Unit 4 and the remaining 100 core troops, mainly humans, had arrived at the old X3 mountain base and began to pile inside through a hole in the mountain, while bombers were still assaulting them with no end. Douglas, that is all of them. "We have to get inside now," said Dave, yelling to his son. Douglas looked through the windows to see an army of hundreds through the woods to see an army of hundreds of demons being led by Darth Upday, with his green spikes still sticking out of his backside. Douglas dashed for the entrance door to the mountain base where Dave was yelling for his son. Then, out of nowhere, a bomb dropped right in front of the pathway of Douglas. "No!" yelled Dave. However, something was still moving towards the entrance of the mountain base. It was Douglas. "Seal the entrance before the incoming ground forces come," said Douglas. The entrance was sealed by using high explosives, causing a gigantic blockage of rocks to form. "What do we do now?" asked the core troop to Douglas. Douglas looked at the 100 troops and realized their spirits were low. "We climb the stairway to the top of the waterfall," said Douglas. "What good will that do?" asked Deborah. "Once we reach the top, I have a little surprise that will allow us to travel to Core Cloud to regroup with the others," said Douglas. The core troops and uniform began the climb up the stairway of the waterfall, where the Book of Power once was. Location: outside of the mountain base. The army of armed troops and Darth Upday just found the old X-3 mountain base and decided to use a 96R P-30, a very rare weapon that is a rocket launcher that causes objects to turn into dust, on the blockage to create an opening on the interior. Kaboom! The core forces and Unit 4 had just reached the top of the waterfall and saw hundreds of demon troops, along with Darth Upday, inside of the base, making their way towards them. "Great! The wise man Douglas has led us all to our doom," said a core troop. Then, out of nowhere, something began to eat the mountain away from the exterior to the interior. "Douglas, what is going on?" asked Dave. "Say hello to my friend, the black hole from Sector 21, said Douglas. All of the armed forces and Darth Upday stopped their advance, and Dr. Ice, along with all of the demon ships and fighters in the town, froze because their doom was coming to them. Darth Upday looked at Douglas to see he was smiling. "Hey, Darth Upday, inform Octopunny and Morg that I said hello," said Douglas. Douglas looked at the black hole and ordered it to send the armed forces to their death. The black hole separated into parts and began to suck in demons, armed ships, armed fighters, Dr. Ice, and Darth Upday. Just before Darth Upday was sucked inside of the black hole, he said these words. This isn't how it was going to end. Winds began to pick up like a gigantic tornado was forming. "Tell everyone to stay close together," said Douglas. Everybody packed by each other, and the black hole sucked up the core troops inside and sent them to the planet Core Cloud. Location: space around Yon 4. "The black hole has disappeared from radar," said a demon on board the Death Star to Vader. "Has Darth Upday or Dr. Ice reported in yet?" asked Vader. "No, sir," said the demon. "Then fire it. Fire at will, for they must be dead," said Vader. The planet was locked on by the Death Star, and the planet Yon 4 was destroyed with the Death Star's high-powered cannon. Location: Core Cloud. "Why don't you use the black hole to eat Satan on Earth 3, asked Dave to Douglas. "Satan has the power to repel the black hole from sending him to hell forever," said Douglas. "Hey, look! It is Unit 4, said a man. Douglas turned around to see it was General Barron, the leader of the core troops on Core Cloud. The team greeted the general and asked where General Ray and his fleet were at. "I'm sorry to inform you that General Ray and his fleet never made it here safely," said General Barron. "What happened?" asked Douglas. "They were ambushed by other armed forces on their trip," said General Barron. "What is the plan to end this war?" asked the general. We depart for Cassandra to regroup with more forces to defend ourselves, while my team locates the golden lightsaber on Thin Line," said Douglas. "I take it you know where Thin Line is located in the universe," said the general. "Yes, it is in no man's land," said Dave. "I will have the core fleet here of 650 ships, 200 fighters, and 1,000,000 troops join the core forces on Cassandra," said General Barron. "Sir, we have just received word from our Camdan spy troops that the Death Star has just destroyed Yon 4 and is headed this way with the final armed forces," said a core troop. "We must leave before we are all destroyed," said General Barron. Unit 4 and the core forces on Core Cloud left and headed towards Cassandra, with Unit 4 on the ESV-64. Chapter 2. Countdowns to the end of the war. 5 more days until the last war ends. Welcome to the Death Star, my master, said Darth Vader to Satan, which had left Earth 3 to lead his demon army into the final battle to end the war. Where are the other generals I sent to help you? Asked Satan. They are dead, sir, said Vader. We must not fail, or else their death would have been for nothing. Head for Earth 2, Core Cloud, Comfortoring, Cassando, and destroy them in that order, said Satan. Once those planets have been destroyed, the Core will struggle to find a planet with known allies and a base already prepared for an invasion, said Satan. Then that shall be done, my master, said Darth Vader. Location, Core Fleet. Sir, we have just received this latest news from Core spies that the entire armed fleet and the Death Star are being led by Vader and Satan. They've moved away from the remains of Earth 2 and are following us to Cassando, said a Core troop, said General Barron on a Core ship. I am sorry that our home planet of humans is gone, said the Core troop. General Barron requested his voice to be put throughout the entire Core fleet, including the ESV-64 Unifor ship, to inform them all of the tragedy. The bad thing. I can't talk. Tragedy. There we go. This was the speech. I just learned I can't talk. I just learned that Satan and Vader are the only evil leaders left to defeat, and are leading their army along with the Death Star. Let's try this again. I just learned that Satan and Vader are the only evil leaders left to defeat, and are leading their army, along with the Death Star, closer towards us. I have learned that the planets Earth 2 and Core Cloud have been destroyed. Not one Core troop moved or talked for 10 seconds, for they had frozen and shocked that the home planet for humans was gone forever. This is General Douglas. General Douglas. This is General Douglas. Why don't we take a minute of silence for the deaths of all the humans, including President Tyler Holmes, said Douglas, on the ESV-64. The Core fleet did so, and continued onwards to Cassando. 4 days until the last war ends. The Core forces from Core Cloud and Unifor made it safely to Cassando, and informed General Abbey of the estimated 170,000 armed troops, 920 ships, and 550 fighters that were coming, being led by Vader and Satan, plus the Death Star. How can our 1,050 troops, 900 ships, and 300 fighters defeat them? Asked Douglas in his mind. While my team and I travel for Thin Line, you guys have to hold your defenses here in outer space until we return with the golden lightsaber to kill Satan. Unifor boarded the ESV-64 and headed southwest from Cassando to find the solid wall, where the Core prepared for their invasion. 3 days until the last war ends. Unifor awoke from their sleep and found themselves in front of a floating solid piece of steel. Douglas ran from his private room, awoke his family, and all of Unifor was on the command bridge. So, now that we have arrived, what is your plan to pass through the solid wall and reach the other side in one piece? Asked Devon to Douglas. Everybody, don't move, said Douglas. Zoom! Everybody looked to see the solid wall was behind them and several planets in front of the ship. I guess my teleporting power still worked, said Douglas. The team located Thin Line using their scanners and headed towards it, not knowing what was living on this planet. Location, Cassando. General Abbey, I thought I should inform you that the planet Comfortoring has been destroyed by the arm's Death Star, and the ESV-64 has disappeared from our radar into no man's land, said General Barron. What do you think the arm's next target will be? Asked General Abbey. Most likely, I would believe they would come here, if they knew we were here, or attempt to break through the asteroid belt that protects New Earth and New Heaven to battle God, said General Barron. No matter what the arm's next move is, we must be ready, for when they arrive, we will give them a battle so bloody, and heartbreaking that it will determine who will win this war, said General Barron and General Abbey. And that's going to do it for me, guys. I will see you guys in part 2 coming up very soon.